I got to talk about this Captain America movie. I mean, it's literally vexing my soul. I enjoyed it. It was fine. It's 5.5 out of 6. But I gotta hit on something. So just bear with me. Spoiler warning. It is small, but it's so big to me in this movie. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, listen. There's a scene in this movie, and like I said, it's a spoiler, but because you didn't know he was gonna be in there. But at one point, it's a short scene, but Sam and Bucky are on the screen together. And the one thing I will say about this movie is that you had two characters who were essentially the sidekicks. But I want to call, see, and that's where I say that, but this is where I'm wrong. Sam was Steve's sidekick. Bucky was more so his equal and on par, and he had a full arc. And that's why I want to go back to this scene. It's a scene where Sam is standing there, or Cap. They call him Cap 10 gazillion times in the movie. Like, if you didn't know his name, he's Captain America, you will know by the end of the movie that he is Captain America. But it's the two of them standing together and they're having a heartfelt conversation. It was like the warmest. It just made me miss so much about the MCU. In that probably 1.5, 2 minute scene. And the two of them were standing there together. It was great. I loved it. It's better than the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier series. I don't know what it was, because I guess you just weren't expecting it. But the best way I could describe it is Sam felt like your college team that you're rooting for, that you have to root for, and you know you're rooting for him. And then when Bucky walked in, it's like they went to a bowl game against your childhood team that you've loved your whole life. It's like, say you're living in Atlanta, which I do, and you like the Falcons or something like that. And then all of a sudden, say you grew up as a Bengals fan. And you try to root for the Falcons as much as you can. But when the Bengals come to town, man, I gotta take off this red and black. I gotta throw my orange jersey. I see why they didn't put Bucky in that movie. Because when he showed up, it has nothing to do with how Sam looks, and I'm fully on board with him being Captain America. It has nothing to do with being white and black, nothing about diversity, nothing about that. From a comic perspective, from a character perspective, you can justify Sam being Captain America. But from an MCU story perspective, I didn't think this until I saw them on the screen together. And even though I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, it was just different. Bucky deserved to hold the shield. And I hate to say that for all the implications, but that's the reason is because Winter Soldier, Bucky, you've known him 5, 6 movies. I don't know Sam. And even, I guess at the end of this movie, I finally do. And I think he's going to be great. He's fine as Captain America. He's fine. But I think the big problem with this Captain America movie, and it's even when the movie starts, it's because it's not an origin story. He comes in, he's Captain America, but the story, it just hasn't earned it. And, oh man, I don't even know how I'm saying this. I don't even know if my words are coming across well, but I just had to get this off my chest, and I don't know if anyone else felt this way. Because it's not anything about, is it woke, is it this, is it that? Nah, man, it has nothing to do with that. It's just when Bucky walks up, he has a suit on, he has a little flag lapel on because he's running for Congress. It's like, dude, it's not that he represents Captain America any more than Sam does, any more than Steve does. But it's just like, man, this character is fun. This character, he has a full arc and he's going into a new place. And I just felt like Sam really represents what's wrong with Marvel right now, is that they kept telling you, hey, Captain, you're doing a good job. Leave some of these guys for us. He's out here fighting, doing stuff, and it's like, where did he get all these combat skills from? Where is he throwing the shield like better than Steve was? He's doing all this crazy stuff, and don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it wasn't earned. And it's just like we just placed this on him. And I really felt like Captain America 4 should have been the Falcon movie, where at the end of this movie he earns, not just earns, because it's not an earn, he really walks into being Captain America. And I know with the Falcon versus Winter Soldier show, I know that's kind of what happened, but I just didn't feel that, like, none of this has been his. I feel like it kind of sucks, because if you're going to be the lead, you're going to lead the Avengers, you're going to be that top tier character, man, no one has ever really you haven't had anything of your own. And I don't know, man. Go see Captain America 4. It's a good 5.5, 6 out of 10. It has issues. Third act is great. I really love when Captain America leans into the part where he's Falcon. And from middle of the second act to the end, that's what it is. And they said this movie had a lot of reshoots. You can tell. It's all up front. All the stuff with Giancarlo Esposito, it's like they sat down and said, we need to make him more believable as Captain America. We gotta emphasize he's Captain America. He needs to fight. He needs to be kind of like Steve Rogers. I just felt like the movie that they wanted to tell was probably middle to the end. The movie that probably the suits got in and interjected into is the first act and part of the second. That, and then the Black Widow girl is like, she has to be like 3'1". It looks so weird watching her go around fighting. We were laughing the whole time about it. But anyway, go see the movie, man. And I do travel stuff, but man, whenever Marvel, so I love Marvel, so I gotta talk about it. Yeah, so it is what it is. Bye.